Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Mech Merlin stream. Happy Thursday to everyone. Well, I guess it's Friday for some of you already, but thanks for joining in. Keys, Kawaii, June, Bookmonger, Powerhouse, Saddest Boy. Thanks, guys, for joining in so early. As you can see from the stream title down below, you'll see that tonight is another unboxing stream. I'll be unboxing, let's see, switches, keycaps, and the main feature for tonight is the Tenet 70 from Metakey. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. Moyu Studios reached out to me and were like, Merlin, can you check out some switches for us? I said, yeah, sure, absolutely. I don't usually do switch reviews or anything like that, but I do like to use them in my personal builds. This one is called the Hades switch. It's a follow-up to their Poseidon switch. So here, this is what it looks like. These are nylon top to nylon bottom, linear switches, comes in 63.5G or 42G. The 63.5 is the black stem, which is the one that I've got, and the 42G is the green stem. P3 lengthened stem, nylon top and bottom, no factory lube, 5-pin, made by JWK. Very little spring ping so far. Oh, never mind. I guess it's just, some of them have spring ping, some of them don't. Very soft to the touch. I mean, very smooth to the touch so far. They say this is a 63.5G spring, but it is a 3-stage gold-plated spring, so it feels a bit heavier. I'd probably say the 63.5 feels closer to like a 70G. So I assume the 42G for the lighter one is closer to maybe 60. Nice deep sounding switch, I'd say. Yeah, you'll be able to purchase these on Valve Supply when the time comes. Seems pretty decent so far. Of course, I'm only testing these as single switches. I can't really know for sure until I put them in a real keyboard. Cannonkeys was so kind to send me a bunch of nice PBT sets that are going to be releasing on their store. On Sunday, I talked about how this is probably the first purple set I would buy. And why don't I buy purple sets? It's because I can't see purple. But for some reason, this shade of purple is just perfect. It looks to be the kind of blue that I like. So I was going to buy this just because it looked blue to me. Cannonkeys just ended up sending it to me. Esper by Typo.mk. They also co-designed the GMK Orange Boy. Esper. A person who practices the development of psychic abilities such as telekinesis, future sight, hypnotism, and telepathy. That is a nice blue color. I know it's supposed to be purple, but to me it looks blue. Let's see, how does it compare with the actual pictures this time around? Judging on saturation alone, I'd say maybe the photo is a little brighter than the real thing. See, it's got black sub-legends. Interesting. Novelties and accent colors. A couple more novelties. Yeah, I really like the set. Yeah, that looks great. Oh, man. Perfect. This set will go on that board for sure. Alright, the next key set that they sent me here. Another nice PBT set. This is called Gray Burgundy. Oh, hey, look at that. I will have to say, though, that the nice PBT packaging sucks compared to the Cannonkeys one. What color board do you put these on? I'm trying to think. Like, the only red board that I've got is my Hex 4B, but right now I've got GMK Hamon on it, which I think is a perfect color match. I really don't know what board I would put these on. Maybe just on a black board, as black boards work with a lot of things. Oh, and of course, the bottom layer is always a mess. See that, guys? This is what happens on pretty much every nice PBT set. Let's see, okay. That looks much neater. But this next nice PBT set is called Sweater Weather. Let's see. So the gray burgundy that I just pulled out earlier is actually an in-house design. I guess that means it's a Cannonkeys or Cannonkeys designed key set. But this one right here, Sweater Weather, is by Bone and B. He's known as the designer of GMK Fox and Trash Friends. Ooh, okay. This can probably go on my SCOG reboot, since my SCOG reboot is this same color. Definitely like this better than the burgundy one that we just unboxed. Oh look, there's even Novelty ISO keycaps. Nestic says that's an instant buy for me. Awesome. And look, the third tray, the bottom tray is messed up once again, so I get to play with it a bit. I'll say it again, hopefully Cannonkeys starts using like the Cannon caps trays, because I think those tend to hold the keycaps better. Really liked Esper, followed by Sweater Weather. Lastly, Burgundy. Not really sure I like these, but I'll find a board. So the Tenet is another board from clickclack.io. And if you guys remember, the Vertex Angle was actually one of my favorite TKLs, just because I thought it looked absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, I never did get my Vertex Angle to feel and sound quite right, unfortunately. In the meantime, they have sent me this, the Tenet 70%. As you guys can see from that picture, it is a F-rolless TKL, which has a interesting layout. It's got a nice thick bezel, 18mm front height, brass weight, and they're even calling it a full symmetrical weight design. One thing that most boards don't have is a really large OLED. Yeah, very beautiful. This is also a gasket mount board, hot swap PCB as well, and it looks like that second PCB is separated out and you need to connect it via ribbon cable of sorts, kind of similar to the WindX. One keyboard with two layout configurations you can quickly switch to match your desire. The completely horizontal, symmetrical design of the mounting mechanism for the bottom weight to lowercase mentioned earlier, as well as split PCB design for the different areas, allow for a more harmonious appearance and a better typing experience. See, so you can do both the regular layout and the southpaw layout. That's amazing, to be honest with you. So I'll most likely do a southpaw layout. Layout supported, looks like you have two bottom rows. You can do the 7U with the small 1U win key or the regular 6.25 standard layout. This is the one thing that's a little bit bothering me about this board. Tenet PCB firmware. Driver and management software are designed collaboratively with HexCore, the team that designed the AND Pro keyboards. So they're using the OBINS firmware. Let's see, a HexCore OBINS kit software, you can achieve more than what QMK and VIA can do. I believe most of it is probably going to be with the OLED. You know, as a QMK moderator, I will have to say that sure, right now maybe OBINS kit can do more than what QMK can do, but QMK is an open source software. If you can write the code, you can really make it do anything you want, whereas OBINS kit is a closed firmware. So you're pretty much you're limited to what they currently have right now. Yeah, this board just looks gorgeous. Caps lock, KPM layer, real-time matrix, that's so awesome. Day of the week, dashboard. Silicon dampener is included as well. Bottom casing Poron dampener. There's even a brass weight dampener. Interesting. Okay, let's unbox this bad boy. Look, this is how it was shipped to me. All I did was open it. Look at that. They have protection on the corners right there. This makes it so that it doesn't like damage the sides. This is the first time I've seen this on any type of keyboard packaging. Most of the shipping container damage that I've seen has never really been on a corner. It's always been on a side. So based on my experience, I'm not sure if this will be super useful or not. Wow, this thing has some heft to it. Okay, that looks great. Looks pretty good already. Oh, wow. There's stuff that got caught in it. Okay. Ooh, look at that. There we go. This is the plate. You guys can see this is the main keyboard area, and that's the, that's the navigation keys and arrows right there. That is a nice polycarb plate. Okay, so keep in mind this is not a QMK powered PCB, so I'm not actually too familiar with the hardware that Obin stuff uses. But from the looks of it, let's see, multiple microcontrollers that I can see there. Are any of them labeled? But it looks to be an ARM chip of sorts. So you guys do know that there are some ANPRO boards that have been converted to QMK. So with that said, in the future, this could also be converted to QMK as well. Let's see, in-switch lighting. The PCB looks pretty good. Hot swap sockets are from Kale. I would have liked to see some flex cuts on the PCB though, just to add some flex. Oh, spare PCB, it's very nice of them. And look at that, tools and components. There we go, there's the gaskets right there. Okay, this one's actually just labeled components. Components Tenet 70. It's funny how they just called it components. There we go, screws. See, components. This looks to be the ribbon. No, this is not the ribbon cable. This is a... Actually, I don't know what this connector is called. You got tools as well. Tools. And tool. So I like how they labeled like the different baggies, but they're not very descriptive. It's a screws and tools. It's like I was thinking it's like maybe it's a language barrier, like they didn't really know the correct term for it. But when I look at the Mandarin, I can actually read the Mandarin. Like here, tools, 工具, which means tools, right? Oh boy, look at that. Yeah, this is pretty heavy, dang. Let's see, will this be unlimited group buy? Yes. When will the group buy start? We don't know yet, but we plan to do it in 2 to 3 months. What will be the price? Oh, the anodized sandblasted weight version price was set at $518. Okay, that's a whole $100 than what my estimate was. It's been a while since I've seen a board that really wowed me like this. Coincidentally, the last board that really wowed me in terms of looks was also from Zenclack. They just have a knack for making such such good looking boards. So there we go, there's the foam. And there's the OLED. Oh, interesting. This is where the ribbon cable comes in. Okay, it looks super fragile. Oh my gosh. Wow. So this thing over here, this is just Tenet. It goes Tenet. Like no matter which way you look at it, it spells Tenet. Photos don't do it justice. I agree with you on that. Sorry about that. I don't have crisp anymore, so you'll hear every single time my hat hits the mic. What key set am I gonna put on this? The color of this white, this one isn't like white, it's like a creamy white. I think sweater weather would look really good on this. These screws are all star-shaped. Does it feel as heavy as the emery? It is heavier than the emery. Wait, are these different? Okay, these tools are different. Okay, that's not the right tool then. They just labeled all of them tool, but they didn't actually put like what tool they are. There we go. That is the tool that I want. There we go. Okay. Whew. And look at that, guys. That is absolutely gorgeous. There, let's go examine the internals for any defects. A small tooling mark on the corner right there. Yeah, that's it. Just one tiny tooling mark on the corner right there. How about on the bottom? Nothing. Wow. It's very high QC. Very high QC for like, you know, a tiny tooling mark just on the corner internally. Wow, this is great. Let's swap that weight around. So it's not the typing angle that makes you want to swap the weight. Where the gaskets go, they only align a certain way, so you can't just swap it around like that. Okay, got all those screws out. There we go. No damage whatsoever as well. Wow, that's good stuff. So it tells you over here, I'm not sure if you guys can see it on stream, but here we go. If you put it this side up, the left side is 10%, the right side is 60%. If you flip it around this way, it's the other way. This side is 60%, that side is 10%, which is the normal TKL layout. So I actually want it this way for Southpaw. It's a very well thought out board. There, nice quality of life, right? Then we'll put it on. Yep, now it properly aligns. There we go. Fits perfectly. I suspect I may have to change how this guy connects as well. Okay, let's see. Yeah, white or gray feet would have worked better. These are the gaskets provided. Yep. Here, I'll just put a few of the gaskets on. But whenever we're ready to do the build, that's when I'll finish it all up. Okay, you got it on. Okay, I've got gaskets in, most of the places at least. Let's see, I know I've got to put a couple more of these on the corners, but we'll save that for the actual build. First time chat from Hyotai, what do you think about opting out of the screen on the Tenet, either leaving it off or fabricating a badge to fill the space? I think that would be a big mistake. Well, you know, for me, it would be a big mistake simply because lots of boards, or very few boards, have an OLED. And depending on what you want to do with the OLED, this can be very useful for you. There are so many other boards out there that have a brass badge of sorts, right? It's boring. Like the Tenet makes it unique. We got it. Like I am purposely leaving out all this foam just because it's kind of hard to keep inside. So we'll take it out for now and restore it during the actual build. Okay, so going into the unboxing, I already had high expectations simply because this is from Zenclack. The last Zenclack board that I unboxed was the Vertex Angle TKL, which absolutely impressed me. But like I said earlier, while the board impressed me on its quality control, its looks, its aesthetics, I was never really able to build it up to a point where I liked its typing feel and sound, so that upset me. I was expecting more of the same with this going in, and yeah, everything from the shipping package to the unboxing experience was amazing. The only blemish I saw inside was a tiny tooling mark on the bottom case on the very corner. That was the only thing that I could find wrong on this board. So the QC is absolutely immaculate. Other things about this board that truly impressed me is that you don't need a separate PCB. The fact that you don't need a separate kit to change it out like this. Like you guys saw it on stream. I went from the normal TKL layout to the Southpaw layout just by removing a few screws and moving things around. So yeah, absolutely ingenious, I'd say. Even like little things like the quality of life improvements. You guys can't really see it on stream, but this guy right here, it says 10% plus 60. The part that you can read, this means that this side is the 10%, this side is the 60. If you flip it around, says something different. It says this side is the 60, that side is the 10. That just makes it like a lot easier when you're building. The only gotcha with this board is it does not have QMK. It uses the Obin software, and I love QMK. I'm actually part of QMK staff as well. And of course, all my boards have to have QMK. It's something that I really like, something I've really enjoyed and dedicated a large part of my passions to. But at the end of the day, if I can, as long as I can get the key map that I want, I think I'd be fine. And I'd be even more fine if this board typed and sounded amazing. This configuration you see, $518. $518, I'm just like, wow, that's quite a lot to pay. But given all its features, I'm gonna say that that's actually a very good price. Given its quality, like literally almost no blemishes at all on the board. Shipping container was pretty damn near immaculate. And yeah, overall, amazing. Only things that I don't like are QMK and something even more minor. All these little packets here were labeled with generic names such as components. The tools, the 3 different tools which had different sizes, were all just called tools. So I think maybe a little bit more effort in naming would be good, but it doesn't really affect the overall quality of the board. Amazing board, can't wait to build it. Once they announce a group buy of sorts, I'll probably build it the week leading into the group buy. So yeah, thanks guys for joining in. And I will see you, let's see. Expect my next stream to be Sunday, in which I cover the weekly group buy news. So if that's the kind of information that you guys like, make sure you tune in Sunday, 7:30 p.m. PDT. Alright guys, thanks for joining in. And I'll see you when I see you. Have a good rest of your week, everyone.